Hello children, in this video we are going to see the new chapter, that is sources of energy. So first of all we can see what is meant by sources of energy. A sources of energy is that which is capable of providing enough useful energy at a steady rate over a long period of time. Okay, so the source can be act as a energy if it is capable of providing some useful energy at a particular amount over a long period of time. Okay, then it can be act as a source of energy. What is meant by source, children? Source means from where does we get energy, isn't it? So source means they can capable of producing useful energy at a proper amount for a long period of time, then they are a source of energy. Now let's see how a good source of energy will be. Okay, so a good source of energy will be safe and convenient to use. Okay, so a good source of energy means it should be safe and convenient, so we can use it according to our convenience. Okay, example, if we use nuclear, if you want to use nuclear energy, how we can use? We cannot use it for our household purpose. Yes, why? Because nuclear energy can be used only by a highly trained engineers. Okay, so with the help of nuclear power plant. Yes, so such type of energy we cannot use according to our convenience, and it is not safe also. Yes, so good source of energy means it should be safe and convenient to use. Okay, but nuclear energy or the source of energy which can be used only by highly trained engineers with the help of nuclear power plants. It's not used by according to our convenience. Okay, so such type of source of energy is not good. Okay, so a good source of energy is safe and convenient to use. Next point is a good source of energy should be easily transported. Okay, for example, we want to use coal or petrol or diesel or liquefied petroleum gas. We have to transport from the place of their production to the consumers. Yes, so consumers means the persons who are using it. Yes, so there is a need for transportation, so it's difficult. Yes, but a source of energy is good if it is easily transported from one place to another. Understood, children? Now a good source of energy is easily storable. Okay, we can store it easily. It is easy to store. For example, huge storage tanks are required to store petrol, diesel, LPG, etc. Yes, so we need the big storage tanks to store petrol, diesel, LPG. But a good source of energy means we can easily store it. Okay, so a good source of energy will be safe and convenient to use, and we can easily transport it, and it is easy to store. Now let's see what are the characteristics of a good fuel. Okay, what are the characteristics of a good fuel? It has a high calorific value. So what is meant by calorific value? It must contain high energy in the fuel. Okay, so if the fuel contain high amount of energy, then it is assumed as it contains a high calorific value. Okay, calorific means if the energy, it's energy. Okay, the capacity of producing energy by the fuel is called as calorific. Okay, so a good fuel has a high calorific value, and it will produce only less smoke. Okay, so the good fuel will produce less smoke, it will produce less residue after burning. Okay, so when we are burning the fuel, some fuels it will produce a lot of remains. For example, if you are burning wood, it will produce ashes. So the good source of that means good fuel is capable of producing less residue, that means less remains after burning, and it is easily available to us. Okay, a good fuel is easily available to us, and it is inexpensive, that means it can be available in less cost. It's not expensive, it is available in a less cost, and it is easy to store and transport. Okay, if good fuel can be easily storable and transportable. Okay, so what are the characteristics of good fuel, children? High calorific value, it contains high calorific value, then it can produce only less smoke, and it will produce less residue after burning, then it is easily available to us, and it is inexpensive, easy to store and transport. Now let's see what are the classification of sources of energy. Sources of energy can be classified as renewable sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy. Okay, so we can classify sources of energy into two. They are renewable sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy. So let's see first about renewable sources of energy. So what is meant by renewable sources of energy? They are the sources of energy which are inexhaustible. Inexhaustible, that is, which can be replaced as we use them and can be used to produce energy again and again. Okay, so inexhaustible means we can replace it, we can use it again and again to produce energy from it. Okay, they are called renewable sources of energy. Renewable means you can say we can renew it. Okay, so they are called as renewable sources of energy. They are inexhaustible, they cannot be depleted, which can, if we are using it, it can replace it. We can replace it means we can place it again, and we can produce energy again and again. Such sources of energy are called as renewable sources of energy. These are available in an unlimited amount. Okay, so they are available in an unlimited amount, and they can be developed within a short period of time. Now let's see example of renewable source of energy. Okay, so what are the examples of renewable source of energy? So let's see, children. So first one is solar energy, wind energy, water energy, geothermal energy, ocean energy, biomass energy. Okay, so these are examples of renewable source of energy. We are getting in an unlimited amount. We can replace it, if we can use these energies again and again. Okay, so they are called as renewable source of energy. Solar energy, you know, we can get the energy from the sun in an unlimited amount. Yes, we can get the energy again and again. If we are using it in large amount also, we can again and get. So such type of energy are called as renewable source of energy. So examples are solar energy, wind energy, water energy. Water energy is also called as hydro energy. You know, hydro means water, so the energy which we will get from water is called as hydro energy. Then geothermal energy, then ocean energy, biomass energy. Biomass energy means energy which we will get from firewood, animal dung, and biodegradable waste which is produced from cities and crop residues, these all together constitute or is together called as biomass. Okay, so the from this substance we can produce energy which is called as biomass energy. Now we can see about advantages of renewable sources of energy. These sources will last as long as earth receives light from the sun. Okay, so these renewable sources are long lasting. It can be lost until the earth receives light from the sun. These resources are freely available in nature, so it's freely available in nature, and these sources do not cause any pollution. Okay, it will not cause any environmental pollution. Okay, so these are advantages of renewable source of energy. Okay, so these sources which can be produced until the earth receives light from the sun, and they are freely available and they do not cause any pollution. Now, what is meant by non-renewable source of children? Non-renewable source of energy are those which are exhaustible, that means which can be depleted and cannot be replaced once they have been used. Okay, so we cannot replace it. If we used it, it will be depleted. It is exhaustible source. Okay, non-renewable means we cannot renew it. Such source of energy are called as non-renewable sources of energy. Okay, so non-renewable source of energy are those which are exhaustible and cannot be replaced once they have been used. These sources have been accumulated in nature over a very long period of millions of years. So, for its formation, so accumulation or formation of these sources will take place over a very long period of millions of years. Okay, so for its formation, it takes millions of years. Okay, so we cannot easily replace once they have been used. Okay, they are exhaustible sources, they are available in limited amount, and for its formation it will take millions of years. They are called as non-renewable source of energy. Now, examples of non-renewable source of energy: coal, oil, natural gas. Okay, so these are examples for non-renewable source of energy. These fuels are called as fossil fuels. Okay, coal, oil, natural gas, or all these fuels are called as fossil fuels, which are examples of non-renewable source of energy. Now, what are the disadvantages of non-renewable source of energy? Due to their extensive use, that means due to their large use, these sources are fast depleting. You know, nowadays we are using petrol, diesel and all, we are using in large amount. Yes, so these sources are fast depleting. That means it is fastly exhausting or fastly depleting. It's difficult to discover. Another one disadvantage is it's difficult to discover and exploit new deposits of these sources. It's very difficult to discover. That means to find and to use these sources. Okay, new deposits of these sources. Okay, it's very difficult to find and use the new deposits of these sources. We cannot easily find out where these non-renewable source of energy is available. That is one disadvantage. Then these sources are a major cause of environmental pollution. Okay, so non-renewable source of energy are a major cause of environmental pollution. Nowadays, you know, air is polluted due to the use of what fuels such as petrol, diesel, etc. Yes, so These non-renewable source of energy are a major cause of environmental pollution. Now let's see about fossil fuels. What is meant by fossil fuels? They are the remains of plant and animals which got buried deep inside the early millions of years ago due to some natural process. Okay, so fossil fuels are the remains of plants and animals which is buried deep inside the earth before millions of years ago. Due to some natural process, it gets converted into what fossil. So fossil fuels are the dead remains of plant and animals which got buried deep inside the earth. After millions of years, it gets converted into fossil fuels. Okay. These fuels, fossil fuels, are non-renewable source of energy. It can cause environmental problems due to pollution. Okay, so these fossil fuels are non-renewable source of energy and can cause environmental problem due to pollution. Now, let's see how the fossil fuels are formed. Formation of fossil fuel. Due to its formation, an entire organism. So, how it is formed? During its formation, an entire organism or its part often get buried. So, entire organism, we know after the death of organism, will bury it under the earth. Yes. So here how the fossil fuels are formed, the entire organism or its part will be buried in sand or mud. These then started to decay. Yes, once we are burying any dead organism, it start to decay after few days. Yes. So after few days it will be started to decay and disintegrate. What is meant by disintegration? Breakdown of large complex material into simpler particles. Yes. So it starts to decay and disintegrate, leaving no signs of their existence. Okay. So how the fossil fuels are formed? It is formed from the dead remains of plants and animals which get buried in sand or mud, and then they will get decayed and disintegrate, leaving no signs of their existence. So what are the disadvantages of fossil fuels? You know now fossil fuels are non-renewable source of energy. They can cause what? Environmental pollution. Yes, and they are once we are using it, we cannot renew it back because for its formation it will take millions of years. Okay. And burning of fossil fuels will cause air pollution. The fossil fuel resource or the storage. Okay, resource means where we will store the fossil fuels. So the storage of fossil fuels in the earth are limited. Only it's available in a limited amount and may get exhausted soon. It can be depleted soon as it is a non-renewable source of energy. Its availability also less and it can be easily exhausted. Now, what's mean by thermal power plants? So, thermal word itself you can see from the thermal means heat. Okay, power plants. Okay, it generate thermal power plants or the power plants which generate electricity from heat. Okay, so how it will generate electricity? From heat. Okay, thermal means heat. Yes, so it generate electricity from heat produced by combustion of coal and petroleum. Okay, so when there is the burning of coal and petroleum, it will produce a lot of energy. Yes, so from this energy we can produce electricity. Okay, so thermal power plants or the power stations which generate electricity from heat produced by burning or combustion of coal and petroleum. For example, fossil fuels or such as coal, petroleum, natural gas are produced or capable of producing thermal electricity. Okay, so when they are burnt or when there is a combustion of coal, petroleum or natural gas, they will produce heat which generate electricity. So the electricity transmission is very efficient. Okay, so the transmission of electricity is very efficient. That means it is produced in a desired amount for its for our use. Okay, electricity transmission is very efficient. We will get a proper desired result when we are producing the electricity by using thermal power plants. And the steam produced, the how the steam is produced, the steam produced by burning fossil fuels make the turbine to produce electricity. So what is meant by turbine? Turbine means it is a machine for producing continuous power in which a wheel or rotor is fitted with fans. Okay, so it can produce, it is a machine. Turbine means it is a machine which can able to produce continuous power, and it contains wheel or rotator which is fitted with fans. Okay, so when it is rotating, the steam produced by burning fossil fuels is capable to produce electricity. Okay, so this is about thermal power plants. I hope that you have understand about the source of energy. The continuation of this part will be we can see in the next video. Thank you, children.